Say hello to your adoring fans.
You do have adoring fans.
Say hello, kitten.
Say hello.
Hey everyone, Dana Leslie, back again for another Disney Dining Review.
I am so excited. I feel like I say that every week though. But today we are going to Topolino's Terrace. We've been to Topolino's before, but we went for breakfast for the character breakfast. So we've never been for fancy date night dinner.
I know. So this restaurant is on the top of the brand new, well, newish. It's the newest
resort.
Yeah. Riviera, and it's breathtakingly beautiful. The resort is amazing. The restaurant itself is also beautiful. There was a great breakfast for the character breakfast, so I'm excited to see what they do with dinner.
Yes, I've heard that dinner is phenomenal, so I'm beyond excited. And looking at this menu.
Those are strong words that you're saying there.
Phenomenal.
That's a lot to live up to. I'm just saying. I don't know if it'll quite reach Paradiso 37.
For these prices, it better. You've got things like gnocchi, you've got slow roasted octopus, ricotta, escargot, all kinds of like options for appetizers. And then of course there's like salads and soups. And then you get into the main dish and you've got an array of different types of pastas that look really, really good. And then you've got your seafood and meats. There's some sea scallops, there's bouillabaisse, there's French veal chop, filet mignon. I mean,
I'm excited.
It looks so good.
This is one of those that we try to mix in, like we try not to like front load all the most amazing restaurants in Disney property because then everything is a letdown from there. But this is kind of one of those that you expect to be a higher rated meal. So hopefully they don't let us down.
Yeah.
I say that hesitantly, so because breakfast was so good. I just really hope that dinner at Topolino's is amazing, and plenty of people said it is, so I'm excited. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go. We are at the Rooftop Terrace outside of Topolino's. It is gorgeous up here.
You can definitely come out here and spend some time in the, either before or after your meal, whether it's breakfast or dinner. I can see Tower of Terror. I can see the Swan and Dolphin, the Swan Reserve. I see, is that Expedition Everest all the way in the distance there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean,
yep.
Like you got some pretty spectacular views.
I love it in here, and it does have a very different vibe for dinner, I feel like, than it does for breakfast. I mean, it's
Well, there's no characters running around for one.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even just like the initial setting of, and looking around, and it's mostly adults. There's some families. Now that, I mean, and I don't think that you couldn't bring your kids here, but
of course the price tag might dictate, which is why our kids are not here.
That's the truth. Our drinks were delivered. I got the French Rose. It sounded good. She recommended it. It's good. It's got a lot of pink grapefruit flavor.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It is tart. It is refreshing, but tart. I got their twist on an old fashioned, which they call a modern fashion. That's very good. So I love it when they put the giant cube of ice in.
Yeah. That's nice.
But they cut the whiskey with rum, right? Remember what they said? It's very, very good.
For our appetizer, we got the ricotta. So they actually make the ricotta in-house here, and then these cute little, what did she call these?
Bread?
Anyway, the term that they used for it means the tip of a kind of wheat, and so that's why it's shaped like this, and it breaks apart perfectly so that you can have like little individual, pieces.
Wow.
That is so well done.
Ricotta is super fresh, and that tomato, it's like a Yeah, spaghetti sauce.
Yeah. But better, right?
They bring out olive oil from France, 12-year-old olive oil. That was big deal.
Oh, it is really good. Like, you can taste the olives. I don't think I've ever had olive oil where I could taste the olives.
That's so sad.
I guess I haven't ever had really good olive oil before.
It really does taste like they're out back pressing the green olives.
That is so good.
Obviously, they're not because it's 12 years old in France, but still. First course, super good. So, second course, I got the sea scallops, which she said was her second favorite meal. The first favorite was...
It was the fish.
The fish. I was not feeling just a slab of fish. And you got the vegetarian option.
I did. I got the tortelloni fungi. It's mushroom tortellini. I'm really excited about it.
So, it's the only vegetarian option that we saw on the menu.
So we felt like we needed to try it.
Absolutely. So they opened the windows, which
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, but it's very bright in here now. It was really dim and kind of subdued, but then the sun kind of went down a little bit lower, and they opened all of the shades, and it's gorgeous out there. The ricotta was amazing. It was superb.
If you couldn't tell by the lack of what's left.
Yeah, so there's some left. I mean,
it's because we ran out of bread. Let's be honest.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That looks phenomenal.
Both of them just look at those scallops. They look all like...
It's too pretty to eat.
Oh my gosh, they're like perfectly cooked.
All right.
Oh, actually, I just want scallop first. Oh my god. That's perfection.
Those are the best prepared scallops I have had maybe ever. The risotto is phenomenal. I wasn't sure I would like this risotto. This is the celery root risotto, right?
Yeah. Dan's not a huge fan of celery, but
super good though.
It is really, really good.
This is the vegetarian option.
Tortelloni fungi.
The sauce was very tasty.
That is so good. There's like an explosion of flavors. I was a little nervous because she said that she felt like there was too much mushroom.
No way.
I think it has this perfect balance of like pasta, mushroom, the radish, the whatever this green stuff is. Like,
it's earthy and savory. It is.
Oh my gosh.
The pasta really stands out because it's thick.
Yeah.
Cooked very well.
So good. Oh, I'm very pleased.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, this is just so pretty.
It really is. It's cute.
You've got your little beignets.
Well, first of all, this is the 50th anniversary creme brulee.
It's got a nice crunch.
That is very smooth.
That's a well done creme brulee. The beignets at Port Orleans are better.
You can take or leave the beignets. I would say the dessert has been my least favorite part of the meal. There was not anything special about that. But the appetizer, ricotta, and the 2 entrees were phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, so good.
So I think we're going to finish up the review at home. And anything else to add? All right, see you back at home.
Do you have to do that every time?
Every time. We are back. Topolino's was amazing. It definitely lived up to the hype. Spoiler alert, it's good. So just there it is. You can turn this off right now because it's good.
Don't do that. Ambiance and theming, I mean, it's not like over the top, right?
Cat hair. I'm sure it has a backstory to do with France and all of this, but we weren't told the backstory, so I'm not really sure. I didn't research it ahead of time.
But
what?
I don't know. It just struck me funny. I'm sure it has a backstory related to France.
I'm sure it probably does, but it's not in your face. It's not like there's not characters in there. I mean, unless you go for breakfast, but like the restaurant is not themed to characters.
So it does have like French music playing in the background, and the overall feel is very
elegant
and French, I suppose. And so I really like why we ranked the ambiance and theming the way we did is that spectacular view.
I mean, the view, you can't beat it. Like, you see everything. You can see, I mean, you see the Skyliner, you see the Caribbean, you see all of the Riviera Resort. I mean, on that side, both pools, you can see Hollywood Studios, you can see Epcot, you can see Animal Kingdom off in the distance.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like I said, great view up there.
It is a really great view. All that said, I think we give it a 4.
It is above average, for sure, but it is not over the top, like, well themed. All right, so service.
Okay.
So our waitress was lovely.
She was.
She was very nice. I had a couple of complaints. She definitely gave us recommendations, but they were her recommendations.
Yeah, if you've ever been a server in your life, you know, like when somebody says, what do you recommend? You recommend things that maybe you like, but maybe sometimes things that you don't like, but tend to be really popular or that other people like. And that was not the case here. I mean, we got her recommendations, and if there was one thing on the menu she liked, that's what we got. And I said,
so we gave service a 3.5. I don't think there was anything wrong with the service. I think it was a little bit above average, but it wasn't to the level that we've had in the past. Like, it just, it was a little bit above average, and that's what we gave it. Drinks. So I think the drinks were really good, actually. Like, they don't have a ton of drinks. They do have a full bar. They can probably make you whatever you want, but they're specialty cocktails. There was like 6 or 8 of them. They did have some non-alcoholic cocktails in there. Their wine list is pretty robust. So
Yeah.
I think the majority of adult beverages they're serving are probably wine, but we wanted something like that they crafted and created, and so we did. We got 2 different beverages. I got the modern fashion to take in an old fashioned, which I appreciated. It was very tasty.
and I got the French rose, and it was also very good. On first sip, I didn't love it because I think the ice had kind of melted a little bit, and so it was very watered down.
Yeah, but
and
once
so
you stirred
once I
it, it was fine.
it was really good.
So we gave the drinks a 4. I think they were definitely above average. They put some time and energy into crafting these cocktails, and they were good.
Food. Okay,
This was the star of the show, for sure.
I mean to tell you. So we had the ricotta for our appetizer. And then she actually recommended the fish. Neither of us felt that. So her second recommendation was the sea scallops. And really her third recommendation was the lobster linguine, which sounded really good. But I wanted to try something that was plant-based, that was, vegetarian.
We don't do a ton of vegetarian options on these reviews because a lot of times we're splitting a meal because we're getting like different courses.
So whenever we're getting 2, we want to try to start incorporating a little bit more of that for all of you that are vegetarian out there. It was so good.
The appetizer was amazing. That house-made ricotta with the 12-year-old
olive oil
was so good. The sea scallops were cooked perfectly.
Yeah.
The one complaint I had was maybe the filling for yours was a little salty, but
it was funny. It was like not even on every bite. It would be like if you just got maybe too much of
the filling
in one bite, then it would be like a little saltier.
It's a little too salty.
But full disclosure, we originally rated the food 4.5, and then that came out to be a total of 4 stars. And we were like, both of us felt like it deserved a little bit more than that.
Just a little bit higher than 4.
I feel like that the restaurant itself was a little higher than 4 stars. And so we bumped the food to 5.
It was the only thing we felt comfortable bumping, honestly. Yeah. So the food's a 5. And I'm comfortable with that. Like, I think the food deserves to be that level. It was very, very good. It was expensive, so you paid for the food.
Before we sat down and talked about the ratings, I was thinking, I feel like this is going to come out to be 4.25. Like, that's kind of where I felt like it fell.
Yeah. All that to say, like, if you can go to dinner here and you don't mind dropping $150, $175, like, go. It's amazing.
And
it's really good.
We went right at open, which was lovely because it was very, very quiet and slow at the beginning. But I do think that it would be amazing when the sun sets and like Disney lights up. Like, I really think and if we ever get like fireworks back at Hollywood Studios, and I think that would just be really nice.
Our reservation was at 5:10. By 6, that restaurant was packed.
It was.
So I think either go like when they first open or maybe later on, like a late dinner, 8:30, 9, 9:15, something like that, like later on in the evening, and maybe it's like chilled out, like the vibe is a little bit chilled out, so maybe that's the way to go. Anyway, 4.25 out of 5, solid choice if you have the budget and you can fit it in, and you can get a reservation because this one's a popular one. I'd say do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're looking to plan a fabulous vacation, would like somebody to help you out with all of the navigation of food choices.
Do we know someone that does that?
Please reach out to us at fantasticalvacations.com.
Absolutely. And if you like what you are seeing, you might love what you could hear on the podcast. So we do have a podcast called Addicted to the Mouse. It publishes every Sunday and Wednesday evening. We would love to see you there. We talk all things Disney and all of our experiences through all these travels. And it is a lot more timely because these videos, sometimes we have to record them weeks in advance, whereas the podcast we record the day of. So that's pretty fun too. So that being said, thanks for following along, and we will see you on the next video.